these stores, they throw all these confetti orders at us. If we don't deliver, they don't care. It just doesn't matter. It's not going to break their system. I mean, remember, it's a small test little order. Okay? So what you do, now this is where a retailer stopped me and said, you should let me know. I said, what? He said, what if I was going to use that in a Christmas window display? To which I replied, that's a hypothetical. I said, no, if I were to call you up and say, on a busy, on any day, and you went to your file and you pulled out this little confetti order, you'd be mad at me. He said, no, I don't want you calling me. Send me a postcard. I thought about that. I said, that's great. That's why I like to teach. That's a great idea. Dear so-and-so, you ordered $150 worth of at this show, at this place for this product. We've determined it's the wrong shape, weight, speed, function, color, material, and we will not be shipping this item. We're going to reintroduce it in the next trade show cycle, here in June or July. Okay? Please come see us at so-and-so show, and we'll have the new one for you then. Thank you very much. Sincerely, da-da-da-da. Okay, send out that postcard. Okay? Now nobody's mad at you because you gave them fair warning. If, in fact, they were going to use it in a Christmas window display or something. Okay? How many of those people getting those postcards are going to come back and see you? None of them. No, you were lucky to get these orders to begin with. So it was all kismet. It was all, what's the word I want to say? Luck that you met these people and threw these confetti orders at you with you. If you ever see these people again, it would be lucky. Not because they're upset or anything. It's just it was luck to begin with that you got these orders thrown at you. So remember, we're on the margin. We really don't matter. We're not going to break or make anybody. So we're just starting out. We're testing something on the side. They know that. That's why they placed this test order with you to test it. So the test doesn't happen. It's not breaking their heart. They got other things to test. So no, they won't come see you, but you will get enough orders, and you haven't ticked anybody off. Yes.
Okay, I'm just a little bit confused. Just say, how like your shipment could be late or something, and they say ship by or cancel.
Correct.
How come they can do that, but
that's part of the contract.
Okay.
You're free to write a contract that says ship by June 15 or cancel. They're free to do that. And if I accept that order, then we're legally bound to that order with those conditions.
Okay, so if our stuff comes late,
and we agreed to ship it by
15, whatever, then we're stuck with the goods and they're free and we can't really do anything about it.
Correct. Now, you talked about that company who we're working with, a bigger company. You're aware of that problem for that bigger company. They would be late and they would just not be able to ship, correct? Mm-hmm. Sometimes they'd be able to call up and get an extension and it'd be okay. I mean, everything happens in the real world. Okay. Now that's a bigger company that's going to have more shelf space and all that. We are marginal starting up. Okay. We can worry about that stuff later when we're no longer marginal. Okay, when people do programs with us and all that. That's great. That sounds good. We got to get started first before we do that. So that's our big concern, getting started. Now, when we get to that, we can do that stuff. But think about us. What if we're late? We told them we would ship September 1. Okay? And there's a longshore lockout, and we don't get to ship till October 15. Okay? So what happens then? Are we out of luck, or are we too late? We're going to get it canceled and all that kind of stuff? Well, not necessarily. What is our value? The value is the test of this product, correct? The value is it is new and a test of a new idea. On September 1, they wanted to test this new idea on September 1. Well, on October 15, it's still new. And between October and 15, they can still test. So September 1, October 15 doesn't matter at our level. So that's why, and often it's easier to say even a Nordstrom's buyer is throwing out a confetti order at you. You call up the Nordstrom's buyer and get an extension. It's easier for them to give you an extension than to go cancel the order, back out the open to buy, go buy something else. Okay, because for the quarter plan, okay, so this $200 I gave you, this $500 I gave you, that'll stay as it is. That will be in the plan. That's easier to do than to start over. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, worst case scenario is 62 orders, not 125 orders. is getting halfway there. It's not zero. It's not 500, 500, or 225 is what we're looking for. 500 pieces. Okay. Now, let's go back to the best case scenario. Enough orders to cover suppliers' minimum workable amount of time profitably. So I have 125 orders in hand, 500 pieces. These items are $10 each, say. The cost to me is $10 each. So 500 times 500 pieces times $10 each is, work that out for me, gross $5,000 worth. Okay. So that means that's what they cost me, $5,000, which means I've sold them. I've got orders for $10,000. Okay. Now let me ask you, what kind of position I am? Because the next thing we're going to have to do is go buy the merchandise. So if I've got $10,000 worth of goods, it's $5,000 cost. Okay. So what kind of position am I in when I go looking for financing? And I say to, say, a commercial fisherman I know who just came in from the Bering Straits, lend me $5,000, and I will turn it into $10,000 at this point in about 12 weeks. And here are the $10,000 worth of signed purchase orders to prove it. As I say, I'll double the money in 10 to 12 weeks, and here's the signed purchase orders to prove it. What kind of position am I in when I go looking for financing? Yeah, that's simple. That's easy. The problem there is he's going to say, oh, okay, I'm going to lend you $5,000. You're going to turn it into $10,000, and you want to give me what? 7%? No, how about you give me, we split the $5,000 you're netting there, 50-50. How about you give me $2,500? If I lend you $5,000, you give me $2,500 of the $5,000 you're making. Does that make sense? You know, that's the kind of deal they're going to want. So then you go back to the handouts and you say, no, it's just 10% net. So I'll split the net with you, which is $500. Excuse me, there would be $1,000 on this shipment, wouldn't it? I'll split the net with you, give you $500, something like that, but not $2,000. This finance thing is not an issue. You don't need finance to start up a business.
I thought we were starting without getting. I thought that you were trying to say don't get finance.
Don't use your own. Go get a job at McDonald's. Don't take a loan. You don't get rich through debt. That's nonsense. Okay, you get rich through savings. And investing your own money. That's how you build money. Now, no, this is going to get me in trouble with microloan people. You know I'm against that too. Yes, I think it's a terrible system because you don't get wealthy through debt. That's the heart of it. You get wealthy through savings. So use your own savings and build it up. The problem. Go ahead.
What if you don't have? I mean, this is. We don't go in this direction.
No, I want to do this for a second.
What if you don't have the means to be able to save money because of the conditions that you're in? You're not able to actually save money because you're like the loan sharks who are
exactly. Like that's it. 100%. It's a lack of a law. So how do these people get around the lack of law in these places like Honduras? The fact that the microloans come in doesn't change it. So they start making money, they dig a well, the Hefe comes in and steals the money or charges them more taxes and breaks them anyway. So you know the Agros group here in Seattle? Went to one of their meetings. They brought up a couple people from Honduras. And all the good things they're doing now, there are wonderful things down there. And somebody said to them, well, why don't you do the microloan thing? And they went quiet. And then these are people from Honduras that were actually beneficiaries of this Agros system. And people probably, why, this is such a great thing. Eunice has got the Nobel Prize and all that kind of stuff. And the woman said, it's a trap. And then went through and explained it.